Often people ask me, why are there so many rules in Christianity? The do's and the don'ts, and the 10 commandments, and thou shalt and thou shalt not. There's lots of those. And people say, why doesn't God just relax the rules and chill a little bit? Well, I say this to them. If God relaxed his rules, if God decided to allow his principles to get a little slippery, the God who created the universe, the God who put the stars in space and started its orbit and rotation, that's so precise, the principles of God hold all of this in place so that the sea does not transgress its borders. We see that the Lord has put everything in its place, that even astronomers can predict the next solar eclipse in 20, 30, 40 years down to the second. Why can they do that? Because God's laws, God's rules, God's principles are immutable and unchangeable. And if we said, God, just relax your laws, because he has physical laws, he also has moral laws. God, just throw out your laws for a while. If God did that, within moments there would be a cosmic collision, because the planets would run into each other and dive into such a vortex that we would be gone in a few minutes. There would be seismic collapses. There would be tectonic plates running into each other, major earthquakes. There would be utter chaos if God relaxed his rules. And that's why the Bible speaks about sin as well in the same way. When we violate God's rules, the result is death, destruction. For the wages of sin is death. So you say, well, what do we do then if we violate God's laws? Shall we have him relax his laws? No. When I violate God's laws, God has given us a way to return, to be forgiven. No, not to just simply excuse ourselves or rationalize ourselves, but a way through his mercy and through the blood that Jesus shed on the cross. Through repentance, he gives us his mercy. You don't want God to relax his laws. You just want to cry out for his mercy. And then you learn how to cooperate with his laws, because when you do, that's when you receive life. There's a story I tell how I was behind this elderly lady. She was at a one-way street going from left to right, and we were at a perpendicular angle to it, and the light was red. And there's a law, a rule, that if you read your driver's manual, you can turn right, unless it says no right turn. But if there is no sign, the light is red, if there's no cars coming, you're in the furthest right-hand lane, you may, after stopping, turn right on a red light. Well, she didn't. She didn't know that law. She didn't know that rule. And I was behind her. I was getting frustrated because she was waiting for the light to turn green. She didn't have to do that. And when she did, I zoomed around her and I complained to God. And I said, God, if she would just read her driver's manual, she'll know that she can turn right next time. And the Lord just quietly spoke to my heart. And he said to me, and that is true with you. The more you know my laws, it doesn't bind you up. It frees you up. Knowing my laws and my rules will let you know what you can do more than what you cannot do. And you will be able to cooperate with my principles and the way I created life. And if you will do that from the beginning and walk with him, and that's what a relationship with Christ is all about, you'll find a greater freedom than you will ever have known before.